Greetings and salutations. It's Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, I'm here with the 2024 Lexus NX 350H. The H stands for hybrid. The Lexus NX is going to be RAV4 size and it's going up against some mighty competitors. We got the Acura RDX, BMW X3s, Mazda CX-5 and 50s. But the Lexus is here to bring something different to the market, and I'm going to highlight that in today's video. So why should you buy one of these? So first of all, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Lexus for loaning me this for the week. And I'm going to give you my thoughts, my perception on why or why not you should buy one of these. So that's going to be today's video. And before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel. Let's get into it. The NX is going to come with a plethora of powertrains. You can get a hybrid, you can get a plug-in hybrid, naturally aspirated. So this one is the hybrid version, the 350H all-wheel drive. So it's going to be mated to a CVT with a 2.5 liter inline 4, and we're going to have the hybridization on it as well. So it's going to give you maximum efficiency. The power output is going to be a total of 239 horsepower. Let's take a look up under the hood. The EPA is going to rate this at 41 in the city, 37 on the highway. I've been averaging about 33 overall, so that's a bit less than what they're estimating. The base MSRP of this NX is going to be $48,795, and this has a bunch of options on it. Most notable going to be that Mark Levinson speakers. We got these 20-inch alloy wheels. We also do have a 360 camera, sunroof as well on here. And after destination, the grand total is going to be $57,220. Now let's start our way from the back, work our way up to the front. So coming to the rear, there's a couple ways you can open it. The release button up under here. What I like to do is kick my foot underneath, stand back, watch it pop up. It's great when you're carrying, got your arms full of groceries. So in here we have a very respectable amount of cargo space. So I had no problems with the groceries. This will be fine for most people. And we also have power folding rear seats back here. You can also do that through the infotainment system. You can fold the seats through the infotainment system. Noticing back here, everything's carpeted. That's going to be the name of the game with Lexus. Nice, high quality, quiet, luxury, comfort. So lifting here, we also have more cargo area, more storage space all the way up under there. Huge amounts of cargo space in the floor. Going on to the back seat. Me sitting behind myself, I got no issues. Ample amount of room, didn't hit my head. Got a couple inches of space behind the front seat. Besides a couple vents, we also have heated seats, and these seats in the rear are power and folding. Got USB-Cs down here as well as a DC outlet. Cup holders in the middle seat. Nice supple leather. These seats have a nice design to them. Soft leather in the back seat, and we do have our privacy shade, something you don't see very often in the rear. Lock and unlock. Nice thing about this, I do like that we can lock all the doors from the rear seat, so we don't have to be up front just to unlock the doors. You can do that from the back seat. Super convenient. But let's come to the front, and it's not a traditional door handle. This doesn't pull. It's a rubber bar on the back. Kind of push that when you have the key in the pocket, door open. You're going to be greeted by a myriad of nice materials in the front seat. Starting with these seats, super comfortable. Not a whole lot of bolstering, but these are very soft seats. Do have a chevron design going down, perforated, heated and ventilated. Very nice touch. Heated steering wheel as well. And then this tan is just so premium. I like the hue of this tan. So we do have leather wrap going everywhere, and it is a little bit hard plastics down there and up top. We do have 3 memory seat settings. We do have a sunroof, and this interior is like peanut butter. The glove box is also the same peanut butter color. Nice soft leather wrapping around the infotainment screen. We do have this weird center armrest. You can fold it from side to side, but it doesn't come out and just open up like I would wish. Piano black around the gear selector, which can blind you at certain times of the day. To exit the NX, you got your door handle here. Push in on this button, push out on the door. Gonna have power folding mirrors on here, which I just noticed is automatic button. So when you lock it, the mirrors will fold, and you can manually choose to fold the mirrors with the touch of the button right next to it. Our poverty spec rearview mirror also doubles as a digital rearview mirror. Very nice. The clarity at nighttime is amazing. Coming on down to the infotainment screen, very nice, very bright, vivid colors. We don't have physical buttons. We do have the physical knobs for the temperature, but everything is done through the screen, and it works quite flawlessly. I haven't had any hiccups with the turning of the HVAC controls. I have had a couple issues with the infotainment system as far as my music playing. When I do the automatic starter, my song will just be paused. I can skip it. There'll be no volume. You can see the song going through. And the remedy for that is turn the car off, turn it back on. An alternative way to remedy that is to alternate through the sources, which you can do through the steering wheel controls. And that's going to be viewed on the head-up display. You can see all of our menu functions. And then if we go on over, there's a couple menus in here. You can press the menu button on the steering wheel and go down to our audio or the mode, and we can cycle through. Not sure if that made it into production, because some of these are in their infancy with as far as the software goes, but if you should happen to run into that, that's how you remedy it. These steering wheel controls, they're something very different, and it takes a little bit to get used to. The learning curve is a little steep to me, but once you get used to them, they're fantastic, because it's going to show you the information on the head-up display. And also you can cycle through the screens depending on which mode you're in. You have to press this mode button. By the stock setting is going to be cruise control. You press it again, it's going to be for the display settings and your head up position. So I can cycle through, and my cluster is going to go through different information on there. We do have a 360-degree surround camera, so you're going to have different modes. When you're pulling up to another car or an object, it's going to automatically go to the front camera. You can change whatever view you want to, especially when you put the car in reverse. This is going to be the gear shifter straight out of the Prius, so slide it to the left and move it forward for reverse, and that's where we're going to get our top-down view as well as our behind us view, the rear camera. And then you switch it to drive, it turns off. It does have a couple customizable options on the rear camera. You can change it from regular view to a wider angle view, and you can take off the guidelines. I like to leave my guidelines on there and the trajectory lines. The infotainment screen is also going to be slightly tilted towards the driver. My daughter was asking me, like, why is the screen towards you? I'm like, that's driver centric. Now let's go on to the driving portion, because how it drives, that's going to matter to a lot of people. Let's spin the block in the 2024 Lexus NX 350h. Buckle up for safety. This car starts up silently. That noise is going to be the ventilated seats. I'm not turning that off because it's actually warm here today. Let's hit the road. So one of the first things I noticed about this, I personally prefer a chunky steering wheel, and this steering wheel is chunky. It leads to less fatigue when driving longer ranges. So I really like this padded, chunky steering wheel. The thickness of it is just amazing. First thing we're going to do is test out this turning radius, because not all turning radiuses are made the same. Each vehicle is very different, and knowing Toyota's products, I'm pretty sure this is going to pass with flying colors, because many of their larger SUVs have passed this. Pretty sure this is going to do the same thing. Yep, just made it, so we're good. So the NX, not to be confused with the RX. The RX is the one that started this mid-size SUV phase, and this is a step down, but it's probably more closer to the size of the original. Notice these bumps. One thing I can definitively say about the NX, it is not going to be as supple of a ride as the RX. You can hear a little bit more road noise. It's not as comfortable as the RX. Still comfortable, but it's not what I expected. I thought it would be a little bit more. It's definitely more comfortable than the RAV4, and a whole lot nicer. They put a whole lot more into this than the RAV4. 'Cause I rode in one of those on the 6-hour total trip, and this is a whole lot nicer than that. But for this to be a luxury vehicle, especially a Lexus, I expect a little bit more sound deadening. The powertrain is not all that, not fast to that matter. This is for somebody who doesn't care about driving dynamics that much. It's going to be a great vehicle everyday comfortable. These seats are amazing. Let me be honest about that. But the driving characteristics, it is just missing. Steering feel absent. You don't feel that connected to the vehicle. As I'm about to go through these curves so we can see. I haven't even attempted to put it in sport mode at all because I already know. I switch it over to sport. Not sure what to expect, but oh, we chirping tires. All right, maybe I should have done that a little bit sooner. But yeah, it did get up off the line thanks to all-wheel drive and the hybrid assist. Going to add that instant torque. Ooh, we rolling. Steering feel is just not present. It's Mark Tardy. He's actually not going to show up today. Called in sick. Yeah, it's just A to B transportation. Nice. On the quieter side, this is more of a cruiser. Definitely not sporty at all. And that's okay, because every buyer isn't into that. The softer suspension is welcome to a lot of buyers. Like, I'm in the minority when it comes to what I look for and my personal preferences. And this vehicle is going to tick a lot of boxes for a ton of people, especially with the resale value on Lexuses in general. And this being the rebad RAV4, that's going to definitely help it out. But if you like driving in the twisties, this might not be the one for you. If you want to be comfortable, my goodness, these seats are amazing. The bolstering isn't there, but that's going to be Lexus. I'll have to overtake this Jaguar though. So we got a Mark Levinson sound system in here. So let's get out a listen. Oops. Audiophile, this isn't going to be good enough. It's a good sound system, but the fidelity could be better. Like, I would like more clarity. The bass isn't that punchy. It gets loud, but there can be some improvements on it. Let's see how we start off from a dig from 0. Go. We chirping tires. My goodness, traction control coming on. All right. This is the CVT. Forgot. I was waiting for a gear shift to happen. And this does have paddle shifters, but from my experience, they're not satisfying, and nah, I'm not even gonna mess with that. They're just not satisfying in the CVT. I haven't driven one yet that I was satisfied with. But we do have some get up in here. Quite surprised in sport mode. Driving in normal mode, all of that was held back. Let's see how the power to pass is. We got grunt down low. We got that mid-range punch at higher speeds. Not really. Let me be quiet so you can hear the road noise or lack thereof. You be the judge of that. I'm gonna dial that back to normal mode. Turn on our adaptive cruise control. It does have the lane keep assist on, to where it will keep you in the lanes, but that's just an assistance. You got to do your due diligence, keep your hand on the steering wheel. It's there if you need the assistance, but it's a great feature to have, especially on longer road trips. You're on the straightaway, just have your hand up there in case you need to do something. The car will take care of it for you. But let me cancel that for now. And you can see all of this in the heads-up display. I'm sure y'all can see that on the camera, but it gives you all these multi-functions. I think that's slick how they integrated that. Huge kudos to Lexus for that. That is probably one of my favorite things about these Lexus SUVs. I never thought anybody would implement the head-up display to be like an actual screen to where you can see with the steering wheel controls. You got 2 of them. You can actually customize these buttons as well. Like, they went way in depth. And these are the 2 menu buttons to see extra options on the screen. And it's got like a capacitive touch, so if you touch it, it highlights it, but it won't select something until you actually press the physical button down. So slick. Gotta welcome that innovation right there. Are they going backwards? Not sure what they're doing. But something else that needs help, and also the review camera, it actually shades in the area, but we gotta go. Can't talk about that right now. But the brake feel on here is so inconsistent. And I noticed that with the hybrids. Sometimes it feels clunky, like sometimes it's like it's super sensitive at times. Sometimes it's not sensitive enough. It's just inconsistent. I don't like that at all. Entering the highway again. Let's see at lower speeds, will it get us up to highway speeds at least at a decent amount of time? Merging. Alright, there we go. Top end ain't gonna be that great, but definitely from like 40, 50 miles an hour, it'll get up to 70 decently quick enough. Who would the NX be for? Like, what is this hybrid? Like, who would this be for? Definitely, if you want something that's gonna sip on fuel, my estimates are much lower than expected. It went from 34 to 32, but if you're easy on it or driving eco mode, that's gonna bump up. And if the weather was warmer, the battery would do much better. But this is for somebody who just doesn't care about driving dynamics. If you want something that's super comfortable, has a ton of technology, safety features, this car has so many that I haven't even got a chance to demonstrate due to like it'll let you know when cross traffic is coming. So many sensors when you're pulling up to a place, when you're coming into it's just every modern safety feature is on here. If you want a car to hold on for a long amount of time, this is the one that you do get. So I personally myself would opt in for the plug-in hybrid because you can fully use electric. Like, you don't have to, this is going to always be a hybrid. You're going to throw in the gas-powered engine at some point in time. The PHEV, that one you can purely drive on electricity for the duration of the charge that you have. And these should have about 30 miles per charge on the NX 450 Plus. So that's a mouthful saying all these different names. That's the one that I would go for. But this is definitely a sensible choice. It is expensive, but if you fall back on some of the options, you can have one of these at a very nice price. It's much nicer than the RAV4, I'll tell you that. Like, the RAV4 felt just like basic. This is like basic plus, but it's much nicer. And I don't want to sound negative on it because it's not my cup of tea, but this is a very nice vehicle. Like, my dad would love something like this. Parents, just somebody who just wants A to B and just a very nice vehicle. The exterior on here is so nicely well designed as well. So Lexus, they did a lot of things right. I wish it just had better driving dynamics, and this would be an amazing vehicle to me. The efficiency could use a little bit more too, but compared to like the Mazda's efficiency has been like kind of terrible for what they should get. So there's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the 2024 Lexus NX. I know I have enjoyed it, just being able to experience what this could bring to the market, to the potential buyers. Excellent buy if this is something that ticks your boxes. Take note of what I said now, because it's not for everybody, but it is a very solid vehicle. So that being said, if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, drop a comment, let me know. I'm Q, checking out. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, browse the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.